for us to create border control efficiency, the need for coordination is important. First, the coordination within the national agencies that are involved. And here in Kenya, we have the Border Control Operations Coordinating Committee, BCOCC, which is chaired by the PS responsible for internal security, which exercises oversight over operations of respective agencies at the ports of entry and exit, and also formulating and implementing policies for the management and control of our borders. Other than the intra-national cooperation, there is of course need for bilateral coordination, which is the reason why all our brothers and sisters from the neighboring countries are here, because we are all one, and what they are doing in their countries is important to us, the same way what we are doing here in Kenya is important to them. And of course, the need for multilateral and global coordination. And that's why we have our friends and partners, brothers and sisters from outside the immediate neighborhood. The border is the place where countries exercise their territorial control and jurisdiction. It is the place where compliance to the country's security, health, agriculture, trade, and other laws take place. It is the place where compliance is assessed and enforced. However, the concept of the border has changed, qualitatively speaking, because today, while the physical border still exists, there is also the virtual border, which has brought its own complications, and has become even more critical to manage and control, even more than the physical border. So as we struggle in harnessing our efforts to control and manage the physical border, we are confronted with the virtual border, which is giving us even more complications. As you're aware, traditionally, we have always looked at our national borders in terms of the airspace, the sea, and also the land territory. Because of the complexity of the security threats that we continue to face across the world, there is need for huge investments in border control technology. And for many countries, including countries that are fairly well off economically, managing borders in the light of modern threats requires huge resources, and not many countries are able to put together the kind of technology that is required for effective border control and management, including the virtual border that I talked about. The traditional way of securing our territories will still remain to be relevant, and therefore the traditional security hardware will remain crucial for countries in the immediate future, even as we look at the changes that are driving us to looking at things differently. In this regard, I am pleased to report that the government of Kenya has made significant investments in equipping our security forces with the latest equipment, technology, and resources to combat threats to our national security. And this we are doing through the modernization of equipment of the National Police Service and also the National Intelligence Service, together with the Kenya Defense Forces, which are our organs of our national security. We are in a serious and deliberate modernization program to make sure that our police service, our Intelligence Service and the Kenya Defence Forces have the latest equipment which are able to secure our borders, and we are also investing seriously in cyber security to make sure that our cyberspace as a country is also free from the threats that we continue to face. Into the future, this space of border control is moving towards less of the management of the physical borders to more effort in the management of the virtual border, because that is where the threats are going to concentrate in the foreseeable future. And therefore, the border of the future is going to be secure but contactless, with less human interaction, but with a lot of security checks and controls. The use of technology, in particular digital technology, is going to become crucial for future border control and management. Future border control and management is going to be driven by data. And that is why big data is irrefutably one of the key drivers of the fourth industrial revolution. And therefore, in this space, data is going to be crucial. If you have the data, you are able to secure your territory. If you don't have the data, it doesn't matter the hardware and the human resources that you deploy. Without data, it's going to be very difficult to secure our countries and our world. I also foresee the increasing use of artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and other emerging technologies where border control and management is going to be shared between human interactions and the use of machines. The border of the future is also going to be a synergy, connection, and shared responsibilities between the public and private players. And therefore, this area, which has traditionally been government-driven, is going to be tempered or a bit influenced also by private sector, because of the increasing role of private players, not only in the whole space of human capital movement, trade, and so forth and so on,